Greetings, humanity, and welcome to Channel Otherdoc. I'm Jim. I use he/him pronouns, and this is our campaign of the Ninefox Gambit RPG, a dystopian military sci-fi game based on the machineries of Empire stories by Yoon Ha Lee. We're going to go ahead and go around and say hi to everyone, find out who they are and who they're playing, starting with Pope. Hello.
Hey everybody, Pope here, Pope World Build on the internets. Overjoyed to be back here with Ninefox Gambit crew playing Shoeless Robin. Both of us use he/him pronouns, and we'll see if we'll all survive or not.
Yeah, there's things are getting dicey. So, now we're going to head over to Ewan. Hello.
Hello, I am Ewan. I play Nirai Tace, the perpetually put upon mad scientist slash lackey. Yeah, Tace is in a bit of a pickle and doesn't even understand how much of a pickle he's in starting out this session. So we'll see how this goes.
More pickles on this ship than even the Kel have in storage. And now we will head over to PB. Hello.
Hello. Hi, I'm PB. Today I'll be playing Andon Floor, she, her pronouns, and I am very excited. We left off with Floor kind of just like marching down the hallway in her high heels to the med bay in order to make some sense of the sheer chaos, I would describe it as, that's going down on this ship at the moment.
Yeah. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure everything's going to be fine.
It's fine.
I of course am playing Rahal Graydon, the naive and kind sort of Rahal undersecretary type person who is just believes that with enough honesty and hard work, you can get anything done. And he is continuously being proven horribly wrong. So I'm looking forward to more of that. I will also very slowly be making this apple disappear, this void apple, as you can, those of you watching the stream will see, it is made entirely of space. So I will be slowly devouring that as we go on. But before I hand things over to our calendar, you may see us use safety tools from time to time. Like we do with the other games on this channel, we're going to be using the X card, the N card, and the O card. If we hit something that's crossing a line for one of us, any of us can type an X in the Zoom video chat or anywhere else, hold up a card, make an X symbol, and we'll back up and do something else. If something happens that we're okay having in the game, but we don't want a graphic description of it, we can type an N in the Zoom chat and we'll fade to black on it, or we'll put it behind a veil so it'll be there, but we won't go into detail. Finally, if we're exploring a topic or an area of roleplay that's particularly intense for us, but we want to keep going anyway, we can put an O in the chat to let us know we're okay and that we're all good to keep piling on the drama. Something else we can do is put an O with a question mark after it when we're moving into a difficult topic, or if we say or we do something and then think, maybe that might have been a little too much, then everyone else can respond to that again with an X, an N, or an O to let us know if we're still doing okay. We're also using the pause. If any of us needs to take some time, we can ask for a pause in the game while we discuss things, or just take a break for as long as anyone needs. As a reminder, just a few content warnings. This game has very dark themes. It has the potential for player versus player conflict, depending on choices made, and may contain references to assimilation, brutality, atrocity, capitalism, colonialism, genocide, torture, hegemony, human sacrifice, and imperialism. And if you want to see the list of that live in the chat, you can type !9CW, and that will show up periodically. Also, it'll be showing up periodically on rotation, so that will pop up there. It's very heavy stuff, so if you need to dip out at any point, absolutely no problem. We totally understand. And that brings me to the final point. Please remember that we have an open door policy, which means that any of us and any of you can feel free to step away from this at any time if we need to. It's just a game, and mental health is always more important. And now, without further ado, I shall hand things over to our illustrious calendar, Hollow. Hello.
Hello, I am your calendar. I am Hollow Invective, known as Hollow on other places on the internet. So, when last we were together, actually, I'm going to start with my customary monologue. O treachery, thy name is forged in fire, a game of wits where chaos mocks desire, to wager all upon this fragile thread. What if the stars in cruelty turn me dead? Uncertainty, thou crown of fractured might that turns the day to darkest cursed night. Shall I with trembling hand embrace the fray, or hide from fate that pulls me from day? In this both hope and ruin intertwine, each move a step twixt heaven's grace and crime. What if the foe with sharper eyes than mine sees through my veil and traps me in their line? Do I stand alone with stars that twist and burn? To rise, to fall, no peace, no safe return? O fate, O crisis, which path must I take? To gamble all, or let the moment break? All right, so let's talk about a little bit like let's do a player owned recap of some of last game's events, if you please.
It was very chill. Everything was absolutely fine with everybody.
There was some trouble, and then it escalated. So there may have been discussion about going and getting access to confidential documents from the captain's quarters, which was executed, as well as trying to make things so that when we got to our destination, the captain would have some suitors waiting. But there was conferring about a math problem, where we were headed, as well as reaching out to a discipline officer on board. More conferring. And then, to speed things along, our illustrious diplomat went to the bridge and found that the majority of the bridge crew was turned into chunky salsa. And from there, let's see here, there's calls for the liquidation of the Nirai. We're headed not where we should be. We're headed to a place that, well, at least the Shuos are going, we're in trouble. And somebody may be trying to, overload the ship. There's a lot going on. Not to mention that Nirai Tace, in trying to look after his fellow Nirai, may or may not have acquired a not-so-friendly friend.
What are you talking about? He's my friend.
So that's mostly where we are.
Good summary.
Oh, by the way, the captain's passed out and may or may not be dead.
Oh, probably dead. Very,
Oh,
very
boy.
likely dead. I don't think anybody actually looked in the in there to find out.
No,
But yeah,
the door is open. There's a Gru in there.
no one's looking around that corner.
It's too dark.
No one's going in there.
You need to bring a lantern in. Yeah. Also, So important notes is that due to having access to things that Shuos Robin provided him, Graydon has found out that we are headed for the same sector, roughly, that the Black Cradle is in. Graydon doesn't know entirely what it is, but he does know that it's a project that involves with some very high up Nirai and Kel trying to create the perfect general. He knows that, but he doesn't know the specific nature of it, which is something that Robin knows a little bit more about. But the thing is, of course, that it's there's we're headed for a place that is that near it that is has been interdicted, has been under quarantine, military quarantine for I think about a decade now, if I remember correctly. And there's supposed to be an anomaly there we were supposed to be looking at. That was our original mission. And the thing is that the only person, as Floor discovered, as Andan Floor discovered, the only person who's conveniently not on the bridge when the bridge crew was salsed, is the doctrine officer, Rahal Lohan, because he was not there because he was with me, he was with Graydon, but set up the timing of the appointment and gave him a very interesting look when he left the room. When Graydon stopped for a second and like, shouldn't we just inform the captain before we do this interrogation, considering how the interrogations went? Graydon said this panicked when he found out that the captain's heart monitor was going off. So it was just sort of, the best he could think is like, oh God, yes, I need someone to check on the captain without saying someone needs to check on the captain. Although now, of course, I have a feeling that if Lohan has checked on the captain, it is for an entirely more nefarious purpose. So left me in the room adjacent to the interrogation room where one of the people who's in the conspiracy, one of the conspiracies we found on the ship is. And there's a lot. But Tace has a new friend, so I'm sure everything's going to be just fine.
Yeah. Tace went to the kind of deck area where the Nirai tend to gather and found pretty much everybody dead, except for a previous acquaintance, Nirai Lan, who's acting real weird. Has a big gun. Kind of an accent. May have, I assume he took a head injury or something. Like he's in terrible shock. I don't know. I don't know if terrible shock gives you an accent. Maybe it does. That's all I got.
Wonderful smattering of perspectives. Let's start off with Miss Thang, Miss Heels herself. On the floor. You're walking.
I'm strutting down this hallway.
All right, you're strutting down that hallway. You're moving.
I'm moving. I got off the call with I think Tace was the last person I sent a message to. Well, I say a message. I opened to me, it's a message. If they reply, they reply. But so long as I get my message across, that's really all that matters. And I'm walking down with purpose to the med bay to try and secure the next captain of the ship in case. I mean, I'm making I feel what would be completely justified assumption to believe that the captain is dead in that smattering on the bridge. So I'm I don't know what's going on, but Flora is no stranger to coups or attempts of overthrowing people. The people on societies, heretics, they always have issues within their little societies. So it's no real secret. So my first priority is to just lock down the next person in charge, and that's what I'm gonna do. Because I don't know about anybody else being in danger. So
Okay.
So I head down with purpose, and I hope I'm heading to the med bay, but you know.
You are heading towards the med bay, as we've discussed in previous sessions. You weren't. I don't think you were here for it, but the ship has a wonderful feature called variable layout, where moving with purpose towards a place usually gets you there if you want, unless somebody's fucking with you, or maybe the ship itself has some designs of its own, or there's a weird lockdown. So there's no one solid route anywhere, because where things are kind of relative.
So just with as much purpose as I possibly can, I'm hoping to get to the med bay. But I'm prepared to end up wherever, because there is some maniac out here with some kind of weapon that makes people into pasta. So
Yeah, just crushed tomato consistency of person. It's makes for a hearty sauce. You're walking. You do, in fact, make your way to the med bay. In doing so, you get to the door. The door is closed, which is a little odd, but you're here.
Well, I walk up. I do the same knock I did the first time I came here. I believe today, a few hours ago, probably. And I do that same exact knock of kind of casual, but also with purpose, to see if there is an answer here.
All right.
And maybe give a little bit of like space between me and the door as I await somebody opening it, just in case somebody with like I'm imagining like, the augers, augers. That's what I'm imagining this exotic weapon to be like. I don't know why, but that's what I have in my brain. So I'm giving about that kind of birth of space between me and that door, just in case.
All right. The med bay door is fairly bland. It just tells you it's the med bay. Your augment also has an overlay that tells you it's the med bay. It's a flat panel. And it whisks open as the doctor is stepping out with a trauma kit on, with a trauma bag on, and looks like they are physically tapping the side of their head as if they are interfacing with their augment in a more physical way, or at least, or it might be a tick of some kind from years past or augments past. So, oh, floor, on the floor. Is there something is there an emergency I can help you with right this second?
Yes, there is. What is her name? Lang? Okay. Yes, you can, Chief Medical Officer Lang. If you could just, and I very gently try to redirect her back into the med bay.
Well, what is it? As you're ushering her back in. She's like, well, what is it? Are you? Don't tell me you're sauced.
I go ahead and close the door behind me, and I do whatever I need to lock it. And as she says that, I'm just like, sauced?
Sauced, drunk, in the barrel, in too many cups.
That is something you wouldn't ever see me as. No. Something a little bit more serious. And unfortunately, anyone who may need you now cannot have you for the moment. I see you are kitted out. So you may have a little bit more perspective as to the goings on in this ship at the moment. However, I did just come from the bridge. I was going to have a talk with the captain, as we spoke about before. And, well, no one is in a capacity to do anything at the head of the ship at the moment. And that leaves you as the one who would be in charge. And seeing as someone is out here trying to bring down the ladder of, the ladder here, you must stay safe, because I fear you may be the only sane person on the ship.
Well, that's all well and good, on the floor. However, I am duty bound to check the condition of our non-responsive captain before I assume command, as it were.
Well, seeing as this is a assassination on the entire bridge, I fear until we get more information, it is unsafe to move forward.
I would be derelict in my duties if I do not check on the captain. Not only would that be antithetical to my calling, it also looks damn bad if I suddenly become the acting captain after I ignored the call, the potential unresponsive captain. Do you understand the optics of that? I know you understand optics.
I reach down onto my thigh on my garter. I take out a small knife and I stab it into the side of my thigh and I drag it a bit. And I'm like, well, would you look at that? It seems that there is a medical emergency right here. Ooh, it seems an artery might have been nicked on that one.
Amazing, as she very Star Trek like jabs you with a hypo spray and like kitten collars you and says, "Let's go, come on."
And I go.
just trail of blood down the hallway. It's fine.
As your wound is slowly knitting, I mean, fast for a wound of that degree, but slow for, any other purpose. You are leaking a bit as you are being brought around as variable layout is very violently shifting in the face of the medical officer moving around the ship. And I think
go ahead.
you might pass Robin on the way as you were being kitten collared away, down the hallway.
He's in an emergency terminal in the hallway. He's clearly sweating bullets. And just sees the two of you. Do I see them heading to the captain's quarters?
Yes, you see him heading to the captain's quarters like, "Oh, I'm so glad you gave that up, Robin."
I wouldn't go in there.
It seems very a woman of a one-track mind on this one.
I am fairly certain someone is trying to blow up this vessel right now, and from what I've heard, there's not a lot of us left. So, and where we're going, it's not good. So, could we please, not go into the place that may or may not have an assassin drone? Just saying.
Well, luckily enough luckily or unluckily enough, when you get to the front of the open door of the captain's quarters, she stops. Mouth drops wide open. She lets go of your clothing as she scans the horror before her. And before you, what you see is the captain's desk. It has a burnt blast pattern on the top of it, but around the room is a cascade of teal glass scattered all over the room. Things that you ought not be privy to, reflected in the many facets before you. First kisses, bad dates, dark nights of the soul, joy, exaltation. All of these vignettes feature your once and former captain.
Just back away.
Exactly. Man.
I see that. Am I capable? Am I able to
Yeah, you're free.
remove myself from this situation?
Yeah, you are free to remove yourself from the situation.
So I will turn away and I will look over at the dock. How are they in this moment?
Where shock was is replaced by fury.
Okay. Okay. So as I see that, I'm like, have we seen enough, Doc, or?
She smacks her lips once, twice. Licks her dry lips and then says, I guess I'm going to go be a captain from the medical quarters for right now.
All right. Sure, Robin, I'm sure you can handle this. I'm gonna go escort the doctor to make sure they make it to the med bay in one piece.
Probably want to swing by the armory, grab something heavy duty.
And I'll make a wink at you and say, boys always wanting to have their toys. And I'll be like, all right, Doc, lead the way. The ship seems to like you.
Yeah.
Considering the faces you guys made, that could only have been one of 3 things that you guys found in there. And since you're still standing, they're all very unpleasant.
Yeah, she walks and she grumbles under her breath, that son of a bitch. I'm gonna if I could just as she's just clenching her fists. Open, close, open, close. Stalk. Her walk has gone from a gait to a stalk. As she gets back to the medical bay.
In record time, I'm sure.
In record fucking time.
No saying, who are we furious at?
Just an old bastard who refuses to die. That's who.
How wonderfully vague.
So, Narites, you're walking.
Yeah, I think like I guess we're headed for diplomatic quarters. That's like the only like safe place that I can really think of at this point. But I am kind of worried about Lon kind of, I guess, kind of, maybe lagging behind me a little bit, walking weird. And I just kind of, I'm trying not to not to show, that I'm doing it or whatever, but I just kind of ping Andon Floor on my augment, and I'm just like, hey, I went to the Nurai deck. I know you told me not to, but there was a lot of dead people, and I'm sure that's gonna hit me soon. But I found a survivor, and I don't know if he seems like he's had like a really big shock or something. He can't tell me what happened, and he's acting really weird, and he might be hurt. I was gonna go to your quarters because I thought we could hole up there, but you said you were going to the medical bay. Is it safe there? Like, are you safe there? Did you make it?
As I'm assuming the doc starts like setting up her battle station. In idle chat, I will say, so you are a Narai?
Yeah.
Not talking to you, Tace. I'm talking to Lang. It's like you're a Narai.
What of it?
Well, how well do you know the other Narai up in the technology bay?
Shit, fairly well. There's a couple I can't say I know personally. Why?
And as she's saying that, did you tell me who you were with, Tace?
Oh, I mean, I guess I didn't, but if you ask me, I'll be like, yeah, it was Lon.
I'll send a who. Lon. After I send you that little who, and you reply back, I'll say, well, what about Narai Lon?
Good test scores, a bit quiet. Terrible shot.
Well, I didn't think Narai were very good at shooting.
We have to deal with Kel on a near constant basis. If we don't know at least how to shoot a little something, they'll all laugh at us and make us part of their little games.
And as she's replying to me, I'm sending a message back to Tace, being like, Lon, quiet, lousy shot. That's in the right Lon?
I don't know, sure. I can't say I know them that well. We've chatted a few times. He found a gun somewhere, so we got that. Like I don't have anything. Like we don't carry that, like, we don't carry on the ship usually, but this is some kind of collector's piece or something. I guess he probably had it stashed. I wouldn't try to take it away from him. He's a little, kind of freaked out, but I'm hoping that if we run into whatever the fuck is killing everybody, that he'll be able to shoot. I don't know. Your terrible shot thing is not filling me with confidence. Should I just come straight there? Should we come there? What if we all, band together and we, get any weapons that we have and we just kind of hole up and then, put out a distress signal and then the Kel will come get us and it'll be fine.
You see the like starts typing in the middle of that. And Andon Floor replies with, you're spiraling. Head to my room in the diplomacy.
Okay.
My diplomacy room. We had to head to the armory anyways, so I'll meet you there.
Okay. We'll just do that. It's fine.
Don't get yourself killed.
I'm working on it. I'm trying.
Jury's still out on that one.
I start speed walking faster. I'm just like come on, Lon, we gotta get to the diplomatic quarters. This is like fucked up. I feel it's too quiet.
When you start speed walking, Lon gets this look on his face. It's like it's eerie how like alert they become. Looking, like counting doorways, looking at who's who, where's where. They put their gun up at at ready.
Oh, I'm like barely even looking back at this point. I guess I guess my question would be, what are our surroundings right now? Like, is there any noise throughout the ship? Like, can we hear people? Can we hear gunshots? Can we hear anything?
It is, for where you are on the ship, it is eerily quiet. There should be Kel drilling right now.
Yeah, there should be Kel everywhere, and I'm not seeing anybody. I thought that might be the case. So I don't. Maybe they're all dead too. I don't fucking know. So like, I am really freaked out. So I'd say. Are we we get close to the diplomatic quarters or whatever?
Yeah, it's right across from the mess hall. Yep.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I go over shit, I wouldn't have like I lean on the door and I'm just like I call Floor again. I'm like Floor, sorry, I don't have clearance to go in here. Can you open the door? I don't want to stand in the hallway. We're sitting ducks here.
Honey. When you lose your key and you have to shamefully call your roommate.
It's like my forehead is on the door. Like, why didn't I think of this before I got here? Shit.
Yeah. Lon, looks around and then he pops in some kind of code and opens the mess hall door.
Where are you going? The killer could be in there.
I gotta clear this room.
What are you talking about?
As he, and when he's getting ready, he goes, he's like, back to the door, lets the door open. And since you are across from the hallway,
I'm in the spotlight here. Like there's this, I'm right here, like pinned against the wall. Like, oh shit.
I described this setup the way Kel eat dinner. There's people out in the mess hall, but Kel always eat dinner with a commander at high table. There's a long table, and the officers all sit at the long table. They pass a cup. It's very ritualistic, while everybody else sort of just is in the gallery of sorts. And you see, and the high table is very visible when you first open the door to the mess hall. And what you see are 10 people with filament wires running from their feet through their knees through their abdomens to their faces. And they are all staring in open mouth horror at the high table.
That's not good. Can I see the high table?
Well, yes, I'm playing
okay.
the tableau at the high table is
okay.
Is 10 dead at the high table.
Okay, but they're staring. Okay.
But they're staring in abject horror off in the distance, as it is clear they've been put through some sort of ritual sacrifice.
Yeah, something's
remembrance style.
Yeah, that's not good. So I'm like, I can see this, and I think I just kind of like shut down for a second. What does Lon do?
Lon goes, shit.
Okay.
Like, not rattled, not bothered. It's just, except for shit.
All right. Has Floor responded at all? Like,
I did.
Remote open door, kind of like, you could probably just like send a signal from your augment or whatever. Like, I don't know.
I did. I write back with stay put, and I will remote open that room.
Okay. So as the door, whooshes open behind me, I am looking directly at Narayan. I would probably see his shadow.
Yeah, his shadow, elongated in the hallway for you to see, especially in the light of the high table and the mess hall, is long. It has a fox-like quality to it. All 9 tails are standing up like candles, and there are 9 glowing eyes. 9 fox candles with eyes.
I do not even know if Tace would know who the fuck this signifies, but I think that Tace would know that something extremely fucked up is going on, and Lon is probably not Lon. I'm going to throw myself backwards into the room and slap whatever the fuck door close mechanism there is, and and start screaming at floor over my augment.
Yeah, you fall backwards, you close
Just
the
like,
door.
close the door, lock the door, don't come here, don't come. Okay, there's something wrong with Lon. There's something. It's not Lon. It's not Lon. Something is super fucked up. I knew he was acting weird. I just thought it. Oh fuck. I'm like my back to the wall, like away from the door, like he's gonna shoot through the door or something. Like I have no idea what's going on.
In that moment of mad panic, precisely that moment. Tace, you're a moth engineer. I need you to actually use that big brain of yours to keep us from dying.
And you hear a click click as the door closes or locks.
Yep.
Lon isn't Lon. Lon isn't Lon. What is happening? What? Okay. What? Okay. We're okay. I got my hands on the bulkhead. Okay. We're okay, buddy. We're gonna be okay. What do you need me to do?
Okay. So someone has been messing with the moth. There's a reason why we haven't shown up to where you guys were supposed to go, because someone's been diverting power, and now they have all sorts of other controls, and we're headed to a very bad place right now, and we need to divert immediately at high speed.
Okay. I go to the console.
Yep.
In the diplomatic room. I put in whatever the fuck clearance code I have. I'm just like, it's like, okay, buddy.
You are able to divert grid power for advanced computations here. Okay. What's Shuos Robin explain?
Yeah, I'm gonna need more details than that.
Okay, so right. Trying not to. I need you not to panic. I need you to focus.
Okay, I'm working on it. I saw the logs. I saw the logs before. I saw what you're talking about, the power thing. They're slowing us down.
Yes, that there's the slowdown, but also like somebody is in actively in the code. I am currently trying to fight them to a standstill. I need you to be the better hacker here. I am only supposed to be at a certain level of capacity. I'm not supposed to be this kind of field agent. So I need you to gain control of the damn ship.
Okay.
And then divert us at speed to, and I'm going to send him the coordinates for the interdicted planet.
Okay.
I thought that was where we were going. Okay.
That is where we're supposed to go. That is not where we're heading.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just like wipe sweaty hands, wipe my hands. And I just start I'm typing, but I'm also working with my augment. I'm trying to see what he's doing. I would probably be able to pick out, him kind of in the system, like the logs of his changes versus this unknown adversary.
Mm-hmm.
And I start requesting power for extremely high priority Nirai stuff. Classified. Right. I need all the power. I need something's, there's a navigation issue. I need to crunch a bunch of numbers. Please give me all of the power.
All right. So the first thing you notice is that this is not a person. This is actually a Nirai. This is a very advanced Nirai VI that Robin is fighting.
Okay. All right.
VI being virtual intelligence.
Right.
So it's like maybe they were fighting a person at some point, but this VI has been doing all of the work since then.
For a bit. Oh, because of all the explosions and stuff. I wouldn't know about those anyway. Okay, so I just say like, oh, this isn't a person. It's some kind of some kind of remote intelligence. I don't know who put this in here, but it's eating up a lot of resources. Can I disable? I'm doing my best, dude. Do I need to roll or something?
You will need to roll.
Okay. All right. Signifier. I am tunnel visioning as hard as I've ever tunnel visioned. So I got my 3. I've got my, you said what, 2 for my signifier?
Yep.
2 for my signifier. 1 for I am good at computer. And I think that's all I got.
Sure.
Right.
So
Is
depending
there
on your
a way
party
to
class,
help in the system?
Yeah, it's like Robin distracting it enough that I can,
Yes,
we're pincer
there's
movementing.
an unofficial help. You could give a die out, Robin, for helping.
All
Yeah,
right.
no, like again, I also studying things like just if I do have to roll, I'm going to say something. Pace, I believe in you. This is an absolute lie, so I would get 2 extra dice to this.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. Thanks for the pep talk. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna roll to see if I can just like box this thing up, or
Yep.
I'm not even trying to like delete it or anything. I'm just trying to like if I can send it into its own little kind of system that it can't get out of easily, then we can at least get some breathing room here. So I'm rolling my 7. I'm looking for 1s and 6s. 1, 1, and no 6s. Well, look at me, I guess.
The VI rolled atrociously for once. It was doing
Hooray.
fairly well. So what occurs is that this VI sort of shatters. All of it was made out of a collection of resources, and those resources have been freed back up to the ship, for grid resources specifically, for computation and that sort of thing. So it was very cleverly made because not only was it good at its job, it also was eating resources itself just to starve out other people trying to fight it.
I see. So I get some. I'm just like scanning some logs and stuff, but the immediate danger should have passed.
The immediate danger is past. Now you are back to a new immediate danger.
We are barreling toward some coordinates that.
Well, you're
okay.
You're unbarreling towards coordinates because
okay.
I explained last game that that you are moving far slower than you should, because instead of folding space like the invariant drive is supposed to do, it is in fact expanding space. Now, that's not the worst thing. What's bad, Narates, is that looking at the logs, looking at all the map, you have all this grid power, so I'm just going to give you this, is that
awesome.
You are running a secondary calendar. You are getting ready to head to a planetary zone where there is an anomaly. The anomaly is a known quantity to the ship's grid. And if you incorrectly reverse the invariant drive back to the way it should be, you will snap there like an arrow and cause a calendrical spike.
That's I'm looking at these results. I'm just like, okay. This is almost enough to make me forget the crazed gunman right outside my door. So okay. I pass these, I tag a few things with explanations, and I just throw the whole like bucket at Robin over the grid. I'm just be like, this is fucked up. I don't know. This is like, I'm not a pilot, I'm not a navigation officer. I can tell the
Those are
computer to
dead.
do stuff. Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the issue. I don't know if I can do this without, causing many problems for more people than us.
What do you need to succeed? If it is a person, I will try and find them. If it is tech, I will try and find it. Give me a target.
Do you have a pilot in your back pocket? Like, is that a Shuos thing? Like, you just kind of unfold them and they pop out of nothing?
No, but I can make one in a pinch. Give me 10 minutes.
You got to
Go
inflate
to my
the
office.
autopilot.
No. Co. But
Yeah, I'm still running. I'm still running. You told me to run. I'm still running.
Yeah.
On the treadmill, going.
Buddy. So I know we both bought significant amounts of contraband aboard this vessel.
I mean, absolutely. I mean, why else would we be here?
Yeah. Did you bring any of the emergency VI?
I mean, I've got a couple, sir. I've got a couple Fox Forum servitors with me.
I need you to get to the diplomatic corps, be exceptionally careful, and get into Andon Floor's room. Not in the usual way.
Not in the usual way.
There is some thing or some ones, I'm thinking plural now, that are trying to not only liquidate, but possibly cause a calendrical spike. So you need to be extra careful. You get to Tace, you give him everything.
Everything?
Everything. Give him full access. Make him an honorary Shuos for a day. Just make it so that he can save our asses.
Oh, he's gonna hate this. I'm on it.
Oh no. Everything? Oh no. I don't know what that means.
All right. So yeah, Co's on his way. Graydon, you've been left behind with in a room alone with some startling potential revelations floating around your head.
So Graydon is just basically has to take a second to to find himself again real quick, and he sees thinking about what to do, and he's like, well, heck with this, and he's going to go into the interrogation room. And and Blaine's in there okay? Currently looking okay?
Yeah.
All right. Graydon is going to enter. Standing up straight, he's going to be like, Soldier, we have some problems, and we need to make a decision very fast.
Oh, what? All right. Am I being processed? Is this it?
Well, and I'm going to close the door behind me. Well, we have a very short time to decide. Well, let's just say this. Everything is hitting the fan right now. And we have a very short time for me to be able to decide if we're both going to survive this.
This is not what I was expecting.
I'm going to... Soldier, I'm going to level with you here. Bridge crew's dead. I'm monitoring his reaction.
He just kind of goes, all right. Who's commanding officer now? Or who's
sort of
who's
kind
captain?
of... Well,
who do we report to?
And I'm just sort of, I'm looking in, I'm very lightly, I am scrying a tiny bit if I need to, but I'm watching his reactions to see if these things come to him as a surprise or if it looks as though this is, you know what I'm saying?
It's not so much that it comes to him as a surprise. I mean, he's probably surprised, but they come to him as a Kel because he's like, yo,
yeah,
a real boy. He's a real Kel. You know, so
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
who's my next in command? Who do I follow? Where do I get? Can I have my gun?
All right, understood. And that's why I'm like, oh, that right now. I'm just gonna, because again, Graydon at this point is just going to go to the group chat, where he's going to send this to basically Robin, Tace, or Floor, whoever's going to answer. Do we have a status on the captain?
Dead.
Status on the CMO, Chief Medical Officer.
Alive and well, setting up a battle station, getting ready to be interim captain, or I guess the captain, since I don't think there will be an interim here.
Good. Where?
In her battle station.
Bay.
Bad bag.
Right. And it's like, all right. Sorry, I gotta grab the name. Because Kel Blaine. I need to know before we do anything here. And I will tell you right now. So right now, the commanding officer's the chief medical officer. Before we do anything.
There are no other Kel left? Not a single Kel.
And I'm actually there's a good question. I'm going to well, as far as I'm aware, they've assumed command at present, but I'll and I'm trying to get through the I'll do a quick check. I'll just grid
Great query. Where are all the
Grid?
Kel?
Yeah, grid. Where are the Kel?
Ooh, all right. Well, let's see here. Unresponsive, deceased, unresponsive, deceased. Quarters, deceased, unresponsive. And then there are 12 of them in drill.
Okay, so So Graydon doesn't have time to try to necessarily parse. He was like, maybe there are a couple in quarters and a dozen in drill, but he doesn't have time to argue that with Blaine right now. So when you say, Blaine, as I said, I'm leveling with you here. I know about the situation with your family, and I don't. I don't really give a darn about any sort of squabble that it may have with other branches of with other distant relatives. But I need to know, are they having you here for any reason? Did you have any other mission besides what you have been given? And you need to tell me, the truth, son. And I am staring into his mind as I say this to determine if he is telling the truth when he responds.
Make a roll as he talks.
Okay. Now I will look at the rules again. So base 3d6.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. My personal clock is 2. Let's see. The system works best when truth is applied. That is my my heresy.
Signifier?
That means nothing. My signifier, however, is people are not tools; they are instruments. I am trying to get them to play properly. So would that count?
Yep.
Okay, that's my signifier. That's 2d6. On top of that, the cacophony ends. I am trying to get the cacophony to end here, if at all possible.
Yeah.
Does that apply? Because
Yep.
I'm trying to cut through the tape. So that's one more d6. So I have 66.
6d6. Roll it.
Can I try to... I'm going to guess that he might have an edge related to being devoted to duty. If I were to try to make use of that, would I get anything?
Yeah, you'll get another d6.
Excellent. Good. Because really I am trying to get him to do his duty. All right, here we go. Well, there's good news and bad news. A tiny bit of good news. I got 1 2. I got no 1s. So a 2 is a success. I also got 2 6s, so I'm cranking up to a 3.
Yeah!
My speed run has begun.
So as you look into Blaine's mind, you can see this is the first time you've been able to see sort of almost the dream shell that the gum creates.
Mm.
And with that, you are not hindered this time around. Because Blaine's not trying to deceive you in any way. He's just trying to do his job. And that aligns so much with the actual calendar that it's almost like they're the same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
And Blaine says to you, I got transferred here because the doctrine officer asked for me personally. I'm just trying to get by, and maybe I can erase the stains of iniquity and maybe gain a rank or two. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right, soldier. Let's get out of here. That's good enough for Graydon. So now the tricky thing. I need to either get him to where the medical officer is, or I mean, he wants to be with his fellow Kel, which is understandable. Shoot. But yeah, we need to. Yeah, the defenses need to happen. All right. Okay, here we go. So the other Kel. There are about a dozen left in drills. A couple of them in their quarters. Everyone else is no longer with us, soldier. Now, we need to get.
He looks really confused, like his because when you leave the cell, his augment turns back on. It's like no one should be drilling right now.
You know, there's someone messing with the system right now. Someone messing with the system right now. I gather we need to be careful because there is someone on board who is, and actually, was the death scene on the floor? Did you describe how they died on the bridge, or did you just tell me they were all dead? I think you just said they were all dead.
You just said all dead.
All dead.
Just said all dead.
Okay. There's an assassin around, possibly multiples, and we have a serious problem. Let me see. We need to safely get down. We need to safely get down to battle station, and if we can, redirect them there as well. So I'm going to. Well, hell. I'm going to do a heresy. Well, it's actually not. Actually, I don't think it's a heresy exactly. No, I'm just being insubordinate. I'm going to see if I can very quickly look at one of the captain's folders that will give me the redirect code for the variable layout. to get the to get the Kellen drills and us to wherever it is that the chief medical officer is heading for battle stations.
Well, you can certainly get to the medical bay. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Every time you try to plot a course to the drill hall, it's like you are being like end running around. It's like,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. You're not letting us. Okay. All right. And as sort of at the door, I'm like, okay, we can get to the med bay. It's not letting us plot a course to the drill hall. I have a possible solution for that, but it's going to be a little odd. Let's get to the med bay first. And I'm just basically I'm going to communicate again over group chat. Heading to med bay with Blaine. Heading to med bay with Kel Blaine.
Be on guard. Check your shadows.
And kind of on the way, I was just sort of saying, heck, anything I need to know?
By this time, I think Robin has actually looked into the room with Captain.
Oh yeah, same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, they have access to a shatter gun.
Do I know what a do I know what is this a carry-in gun? Do I know what that is?
Oh, you have the technology has been passed around, like in theory, around the Rahal Narai Kel circles.
Carrion weapon, huh? I will say back. Is that also what happened to the bridge crew?
Don't know, haven't been. I just saw the memories.
Yeah, that's a carrion weapon.
No, again, we're looking at professional liquidator.
Just going to briefly ping Floor and say, if you have a second, briefly undone Floor, can you tell me how the bridge crew were killed?
You will taste what I've gotten a message also being during all of that. Not the highest priority. Robin is, but more info on Officer Lan or question mark. And you guys would have gotten a push out also of beware Officer Lan has a gun. And I will, when you send the message, I'll say, bridge crew was murdered within some weapon that caused them to become about 2 helix spirals. Pretty gruesome sight.
Does that sound like the same thing?
No, it seems like a completely different awful weapon.
Okay. There it is. All right. Okay.
And
All right.
I will be like, do you trust this Kel after Tason's encounter? I'm a little wary.
For now, yes. You have 2 problems. One
Only 2?
at least.
Question mark.
Isn't there?
Add them to the pile.
One of them probably Narai Lan, one of them the other one Raul Lohan. One probably has the carrion weapon, the other one has the helix weapon. I assume the one with the helix is Lohan.
Oh, good question. and I'll send Narai Taste another message being like, how did you find the dead Narai? What was their death like?
I don't think I really Hollow. I don't know if I really looked that hard, but I would assume that they just looked like they've been shot.
Shot. Some of them have been blown up, like a little exploded, but nothing like exotic. Just
Right.
Your standard run of the mill. I got sparkled on by a Star Trek console. I might be dead.
Yeah. But like, but some of them have been shot.
Yeah, some of them have been
Right,
shot.
Okay. So okay.
But no double helix, memories all over the place.
No. I think there was some console fires. I think that some feedback issues. I know there's been power issues with the ship. Just a lot of blood, a lot of I guess probably some of them were shot. I just kind of stared into space for a while.
Okay, and someone with it seems a normal gun. It killed the majority of the Narai.
Three problems.
Narai also suffered from, console explosions. But don't worry about that.
Yes.
But don't worry about
Okay, we took care of that problem.
Interesting. Robin, what came up with your little battle? Were you able to win, or did Taste take over?
Taste pretty much is right now the one saving our asses. I am currently going to try and run interference on our 2 liquidators.
Well, good luck with that.
Thanks.
Just like, good luck.
In case of some spirally helix is happening, is your other Shuos compatriots doing something useful?
Specific mission right now.
It's good. It's useful. We'll let them know about who's bad.
I'm certain he is already listening in.
Stop by V. And as we're speaking, I'll just speak over you and say, Graydon, make sure to stop by the armory and pick up something before you get to the med bay.
Careful with the armory. It may be booby-trapped. Would be one of the first things I would do.
Careful booby traps.
Spy versus spy shit.
You've got a Kel with you. I'm sure they can do something.
Yeah, I don't typically need a sidearm, or I shouldn't. But he will.
You're going to need something more than a sidearm and something quite faster. If you can.
Oh, I've got something fast.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then bring something for me. And if not for you, for me.
If not for you, for me. I love it.
Are you going to the store? You pick me up something.
Yeah. So, as we are, everybody's talking, the door opens, Narai Taste.
Oh, shit.
And 2 fox form servitors come in, being trailed by a man in a gaudy red outfit.
I dive behind a couch or something. I'm behind a couch with my hands over my head. I'm like, don't shoot me, Lon. It's okay. Remember we were chatting, and I'm just like completely babbling. Like I barely even saw who it was.
He's like, Lon. He like shakes his hair. I have much better hygiene than that. That's ridiculous.
I kind of pop a prairie dog over the side of the couch. I'm like, Ko?
Yeah.
What?
You are about to become a Shuos for a day. As he points at you and gives you like, the Buddy Christ like double guns.
What?
And with that, let's go to break.
Awesome. We will be back shortly. I'm going to play an interview with someone you may recognize. And we'll be back in a little bit. See you soon. Welcome to the break. I am here with Pope, and we are going to talk a little bit about one of my favorite games ever, Don't Rest Your Head. Greetings. How are you doing?
Greetings. I'm doing quite well.
We were both rubbing our hands in eager anticipation of this topic. Are you as addicted to this game as I am?
I have a deep and abiding love for the game because it does everything that Changeling does, but in a much tighter package.
Oh dear God!
And
yes.
it is. Changeling demands a campaign. Don't Rest Your Head just demands a night. You can try and run a campaign, but if you've only got like an evening to spend with friends and to give them one hell of a ride, there's nothing that quite compares to Don't Rest Your Head.
This is very, very true. How did you end up coming across Don't Rest Your Head? How did it happen for you?
It's all your fault.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
No, catching one of those miniseries early on and seeing that and going, I love this. I need this, and then getting to run it over on Colonomicon's channel, and
Yes,
getting a chance with that, and yeah, no, it's been a love. And when somebody goes like, "Hey, can you roll a one shot?" Especially in real life, it's like, well, I've got this. Do you want to have an interesting time? This is going to provide it. For a lot of what I like to refer to as World of Darkness refugees, it is a nice refuge.
That's very fair. That's very fair. Something that I've said for a very long time is probably since the first time I ever actually got to run Don't Rest Your Head, which was somewhere in the late aughts, I think. It is because I was prior to that I was deep into World of Darkness for quite some time, and I thought if you want to play, and this I sort of playfully say this, and I understand this can come off as a slight, so I apologize in advance to folks deeply into Vampire. But I too have been a very deep fan of Vampire. But something I've said for some time is if you want a game where you get to play a supernatural undead badass, you play Vampire: The Masquerade. If you want to play a storytelling game of personal horror, play Don't Rest Your Head. And that spoke more to just the groups that I was in, I think, than anything else. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, and it Don't Rest Your Head occupies this really cool space now within the hobby of, like, it shares a lot of the same bones, I would say, as Quietus. Like, this is setting up for you to go on a ride. You don't necessarily know the exact place it's going to end, but you know the area code. Like, you know what the rough destination for this, and that is part of the buy-in. And because it is so explicit about its content and where it's going to go, where it's going to end, it makes it so much more enjoyable. And the wonderful thing that Don't Rest Your Head does more than a lot of other horror games is it gives you a place to put all of your toys as a storyteller. And I know with you and also with me, just you get to start building the Mad City,
Yes.
and then you always have that. Once you've built that little model piece, whether it's a transdimensional Denny's, or it's the bazaar, and building out who's there, you can always come back to it.
Mm.
And for those who have already journeyed, it's like visiting an old friend. For those that it's their first time, you get to introduce them to a location, an NPC, someone that is a part of that world that you have lovingly crafted. And because you don't stay there so long, it always feels fresh, it feels new, it's engaging, and it doesn't outstay its welcome.
True. Now, I've just realized we probably haven't fully explained what exactly it is that we're talking about. So just to confirm for folks, this is a game that we are talking about. It is a horror game in which you play someone who is essentially an insomniac with superpowers, basically. You have powers driven from your exhaustion, and you have powers driven from sort of the madness that builds as a result of staying awake for too long. And then you are fine when you're awake for long enough, you can then see the nightmares, the living nightmares, as they walk amongst us, and then go back to their home in the Mad City. And the trouble is, of course, then at that point, that the nightmares can also see you. That's how I usually describe it.
There is a price for power. There's a price for entry, and that even with the naming conventions, it gives you that up front, like pain being a name.
Yeah.
And again, that word is so explicitly evocative.
Yeah. And
Exhaustion.
Yeah.
Like, you're taking a risk in doing whatever that's called for. And so it is very explicit about what it is you're doing and the costs, what's at stake. It is ever present, and you need that for it. There is a level of atmosphere that horror games need to give you the tools to bring to the table. And whether that's like stress mechanics, whether that is, sanity, whatever it is, you need to have something to hang a few hats on. And Don't Rest Your Head has that in spades. Plus, it gave us so many intriguing, esoteric characters to also use in our stories, with evocative names like Ladies in Hating, the Taxman, like the Wax King. These names are delightful to good mouthfeel, delightful to say, but also bring forth so many different images in the context of the game.
I remember hearing you describe it at some point as something that was, and the Changeling connection, I think, is related to this, obviously, but I remember hearing you describe it in a game as something that was like akin to a fairy tale when looking through it, because it's very much like that, except it's a much darker twist on the whole thing than even darker than I think people normally think of fairy tales as being.
But it comes from the same place. It comes from that place of legend, and this unique conceit that when you sleep, part of your consciousness goes someplace.
Yeah,
and it is part of this collective human experience that builds these places, these things. That's what Changeling does well, and that's what Don't Rest Your Head does exquisite. Is it gives you the tools of dream logic, and for both player and storyteller, it's incredibly freeing. You're not, your hands aren't bound by so many mechanical minutia. You can go to the weird places, you can go to the esoteric places, and you can go to the surreal places, like just with Channel and Invisible Sun. Like, I'd like to think of Don't Rest Your Head as Invisible Sun's goth cousin. Like,
In a way, yeah.
It has that dream element that allows you to give your players a respite, because humor is always going to happen at the table. It always will. It's how we break tension. It's just
Oh, yeah.
an experience. But here you have, instead of it being inflicted upon the game, it's part of the game. Having those odd moments, those funny moments, those breaks before you twist it or turn it on its head and make it menacing again.
Oh yeah, and I think we could talk about this for hours and hours probably, but alas, we don't have that much time. I will say something that I remember seeing. The thing about the thing about this game, and part of the reason that I think we're both so frenzied about it, is that it is just very adaptable, very versatile. It has, much like Invisible Sun, and also to an extent like Amber, it has the ability for its lore to just accordion out like nobody's business. You can make so much, so fast, so easily with the concepts that you're presented, which is why I've got these. I don't even use the base nightmares much anymore. I've got this entire weird thing of connections of nightmares that is weird. In these strange power struggles, changing the shape of the city, and it's just a blast. But to that adaptability, I remember seeing you use the Mad City in other campaigns that weren't even Don't Rest Your Head.
Yeah,
and it works great.
as a locale for that was doing a superhero game.
Yeah.
As a locale, and if you have a mystical protagonist in anything, if they're dealing with the astral plane, if they're dealing with dreams, interpretation, anything like that, and it is in a modern setting, the Mad City all of a sudden gives you all these tools without having nearly so much that the mechanics require of you to use these things. You can just go, I am going to take all of this beautiful lore, mood, tone, and throw it at this protagonist. And now they have to deal with this. And if you're using any system that has some flexibility, this is just a wonderful location to bring into your game that then you can go later on. Say, we're having a progressive campaign. You can take a trip to the Mad City for a little while in that game, and then later on, when you need a break, you can go back there, but with the actual rules. And your players will already have a level of familiarity, but be able to experience something absolutely brand new.
Yeah. And I got to tell you that there was a time not terribly long ago when in my Invisible Sun campaign, the PCs were there is a nightmare realm stated, basically the dark side of blue, where they were going through and you can get close to people's nightmares. And I was sorely tempted. Alas, we did not have time. But I just felt, if they just continue on a little bit further, they're already running into living nightmares. Not much of a jump to start getting close to the Mad City, but maybe another time, maybe another campaign. Well, this has been wonderful. But just real quick, if folks just in general are sort of looking for you online, where should they go?
That is Pope World Build over on the Twitter. You can follow me there. They'll have all the updates as to appearances elsewhere. And yeah, definitely keep an eye out for more horror content, possibly with my shiny face on it, over on Balrog 1911 and Wandering DM in the future. So till next time, folks, take care of yourselves and thank you for hanging out with us.
Take care, folks. We'll see you suddenly. We have returned.
All right, welcome back. So right before we left off from break, a very flamboyant Shuos walked into a room and scared the absolute shit out of Naraites, and said to them, "Naraites, you're going to be a Shuos for a day."
That means. I kind of I'm shocked for a second, but then I kind of like I point behind them, and I'm just like hey, was there a guy out there?
No.
Okay, all right then. Okay, all right then we're good. What do you mean by that?
All right. Well, here's your gun. Here is your bug out bag as he like starts throwing things at you.
I was like bobbling. Oh shit. I don't. I mean, I took the basic course, but it was a long time ago. Like they don't just give us sidearms on
All right,
on a
field
ship.
training.
Shit. No. Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine. I just I kind of think for a second. I kind of I like crack it. I check the magazine or whatever. I don't know. Super future space gun. I do whatever the equivalent of that is.
Yes.
And I just kind of look at it real quick
You
and
said everything. So Ko is going to burn a bunch of favors to get everybody at rank 2 now in your respective factions.
okay. There's a mechanical thing that will never actually be explained.
Well, a high-ranking Shuos has a lot of favors on a lot of people.
All right. Okay.
Mechanically, that means that if you have not bumped up your dice at all, you now count ones and twos as successes. If you've not bumped up your clock at all.
Okay.
It also means you can pick an additional edge at your leisure. You just let me know what that is later. So, or whenever you decide to use it.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm holding a bug out bag. What I kind of heft the bug out bag. I'm like, what's in this?
Let's see here. Hairbrush, teddy bear, knockout gas.
Oh. I can't tell if you're joking.
Well, you could just open the bag.
I put the gun. I don't have a fucking holster. I put the gun on the desk and I open the bag.
Yes, there is in fact a hygiene kit, a teddy bear, but it's made out of a towel.
Okay.
It's like one of like somebody folded a set of towels into a teddy bear.
Well, at least I have my towel with me. If there's a holster in here, then I'm gonna pull it out.
There's a holster.
Like, buckle it on. All right. We're good. I don't. Listen. It's been a long time since the range. I mean, I'll do my best, but I hope that I don't have to use this. But I don't know. Lon, you have to watch out for Narai Lon. He's I don't know what happened, but he's not himself. His shadow's wrong. He's acting weird. He's got a big gun.
Wait, what do you mean wrong?
Well, what do you mean? Do I mean wrong? His shadow doesn't. It's not. It was a. It was a fox. It looked like a fox.
A fox?
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Unless he's also deep cover or something. But he didn't say anything like that. He was just acting really. He was walking funny.
Like, okay, like I mean, like I've got a fox, so like. What's the what kind of fox? Like
but he's
bitty fox, like a.
I described like the tails were like standing up. I mean, it was kind of distorted because there was something fucked up in the mess hall. Like, just don't. I don't know. I would say don't go in there.
That door's still open, so yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, but the tails were like. The tails were like I kind of like sketch it in the air. I'm just like there was like an eye. It was kind of like glowy. It was really, really scary. And I ran in here and I locked the door.
All right. Robin, you receive one text from Ko. The little chibi icon pops up and it says Arch Trader in play.
the reply is just, we are not getting paid enough for this.
I don't think anyone still alive on this ship is getting paid enough for this at this point.
Who's getting
Oh,
paid?
God.
Probably on the floor.
I have stock
Somehow.
like going right now, like actively as we speak. I'm getting money.
I wouldn't be surprised if somehow you and your family didn't take out like life insurance policies on the entire crew before you arrived.
Oh yeah, I heard that how many Kel were on here, and I was like, "Ooh, this is." I just cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. You know?
It's really hard to insure Kel. I mean, they love
Yeah.
dying.
Yeah.
It's
Like,
what
you
makes
would-
great money though. Buy
you wouldn't get
low,
much per individual Kel.
but a group though, you know,
Yeah.
at a certain point it breaks even, and then you start making a profit.
It's in bulk.
He actually needs a few more Kel to die to break even.
Yeah, so like really banking on those unconscious Kel to kind of go to the other side.
Jesus Christ. Love you guys.
Yeah, so you know, Ko just kind of looks at you, you know, after he sends his terrible text to Robin.
I'm just like clutching my bag.
Yeah, that's probably the worst shadow I can think of. Anyway,
Why is that? You're a shoe host, you know these things. Does that mean like he's like, you know, completely lost it and he's gonna kill us all? Or something? Or like,
I mean, we could only be so fucking lucky.
oh, great. Why don't you lock the door? Why don't you come all the way in here and lock the door behind you, and we'll hang out.
We got shit to do.
Oh my God. I've got very important console monitoring to do in this room with a locked door.
You're in. You're unlocked. You got a lot of new permissions.
Oh,
thank you,
really?
thank you, Ko. Thank you, Ko.
Oh.
He claps to himself.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, Ko. I guess. Yeah. No, that's I wasn't really sure about exactly what you were trying to do when you were messing with us before and sending weird little games and stuff. But thank you for your help.
You ain't sending
sorry-
weird little games. You mean talking to people?
So, I meant the weird little game.
Yeah, that's just talking to people.
Okay, well that's we have different academy traditions. I understand that. Where are you going then?
Where am I going? Oh, well, I mean, I've got you hooked up, and now I have to go do my fucking job, my other job, which is counterintelligence.
Oh boy. Can I help from my very nice console over here?
Sure. To make sure we don't die in the ship randomly. That'd be the best thing you could do.
Okay. I will.
Or if you see Lon, if you could trap him somewhere, that'd be great.
Oh, that's yeah. I can look at the sensors and so I really legitimately thought that he was right outside that door, just like waiting to shoot me. But maybe that was, I'm not that big a deal in the grand scheme of things. He's got bigger fish to fry somewhere. So I will look at the sensors. I go back to the console. I just start, sweeping the ship basically. Like who is away, who's alive, who is mobile. What can the ship sensors tell me?
Okay, ship sensors tell you that the Kel are doing an active drill. The active drill is using a full formation. It's actually it's using first formation specifically.
Wow, I wouldn't really know it.
Yeah,
I
wouldn't know what that means, but
I'd look up an explainer or something.
It's just the first formation that Kel ever learned. But it's meant to test for instinct.
For formation instinct, yeah. Okay, that's kind of weird. Why would they be doing that now?
That is weird.
Okay, well.
There are some unconscious unconscious Kel. No unconscious Shuos yet.
Okay, I turn back to Ko and I'm just like, I look at the servitors, I guess. Like, I don't really like servitors are kind of, socially invisible or whatever, um, but I look at them and I'm just like, do you think that our murderer or murderers would leave them alone? Like, do you think that they could go, drag the living to safety?
I mean, they're not really for dragging things. I mean, this one's a pilot, and this one,
Oh, a pilot. Yes.
I actually am not sure what this one does. Hmm. Well, you'll figure it out.
Oh, you're leaving them here.
Yeah, I have stuff to
Oh,
do. They're staying with you.
okay.
This is Blip. This is Blop.
Hi.
I just made those up right now.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. Thank you, Co.
Yes. Thank
Keep
you,
saying
Co.
that. Yes.
Yes. Great. All right, I gotta go be a field chewos.
Okay. Good luck. Don't die. I will do my best to help. You can always call me if you're having a problem.
Yep. Yep. I'll call you.
The silence is a great, vote of confidence here. My ability to help. Great. Okay. So all right, well then what? Co leaves. And I'm left here with two servitors that I don't know what to do with. But I uh I I kind of look at them. I guess they probably just kind of look at me.
They look at you.
Like,
It's like
okay.
watching two foxes like camp their head at you, sideways, but they're made
Uh-huh.
of metal.
Okay. I'm gonna guess that. Well, I don't know. I don't know if you have names. Like you got to have like designations you communicate with each other with, right? Like I don't know. I don't know how any of that works. Okay. Well, sorry. Which one was you? Which one of you was the pilot again?
One of them wags its tail.
Okay. You want to come over to the console and I can I'll run some calculations and stuff here, but I just start explaining the problem like I'm talking to another Nurai. Like I don't know what the fuck else to do at this
Yes,
point. So like
they stare at you with big blank metal fox eyes.
I'm just like so if we turn improperly, then the whole matrix is just gonna like taffy out and snap back, and we could do serious damage to the calendar in this sector. So what I'm thinking is, I start like just kind of like typing in some equations and stuff, like some calculations, and I'm like, but obviously I'm not a pilot. I don't know how to do this stuff. I didn't even know that there were servitor pilot. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. So I'm gonna assume that you've got your certifications, and we're gonna trust the whole ship to you. So what do you think?
Blink, blink, blink.
Okay, cool. I just turn away. I've got the sensors sweeping for Neurylon specifically.
All right,
Okay,
yeah. Well, you will look for Lon as we pan away from
Right.
your search. Floor.
I am sitting in this med bay, with the doc as they do their thing. I am looking through, anything I can get about the doctrine officer, whose name I totally remember in this moment in time. Looking up any information I can on them, and also getting any information I can on Officer Lon. Yeah, he's Officer Lon? Lon, off of Lon.
Well, so we'll do Lon first. Lon has exceptional test scores from Nurai Academy Prime. Is supposedly was directly trained by the Nurai Hexar.
How painfully bland. And as I see that, I'm going to pull up 5 other Narai profiles that were on this ship, just to compare them to see if they are equally as bland looking or.
I mean, Narai profiles tend to, have a very bland taste to them as far as like reading goes. I mean, what's exceptional? I mean, the exceptional things about about Lon compared to the other Narai is like, being trained directly by the Hexarch is a big fucking deal. Like,
Okay.
Like the Hexarch is like, the head of your faction, and the head of the Narai faction said, "This one, I'm going to train this one and put them under my wing."
Interesting.
Now, sometimes Narai have parents, and
I would hope so.
And Narai's mom is. Go on, give it to us, Graydon. Who's his mom?
Sorry, I'm. I was doing an admin thing real quick. I'm sorry. Whose mother are we asking about? Lon?
Take a stab in that list.
Oh yeah, no, that would be Narai Wen, a celebrated psych surgeon, who operates at the Fortress of Pearled Hopes at Satellite Narai Academy. Does gate mechanics. Wrote a children's book about gate mechanics once, actually. And is also was the previously the partner of Rahul Fowler. Don't know if that pops up immediately, but that's another thing I know
Rahul
about.
Fowler's not to be seen, but they're direct homeborn. That is like their son. They were born in the traditional way.
Yes.
Oh.
Actually, I don't think I knew that.
Well, these are things that the audience would care about.
Oh yeah.
How were you born? And directly in a womb, carried 9 months, like a big old weirdo,
Interesting. So, a psych surgeon and gate mechanics. Directly in the room, traditional, little gauche, but means that they're a little bit more connected. Interesting. And I keep that in mind. And I'll look over at the doctrine officer's file, whatever I can.
Yeah, Rahul Lohan. So people in the Hexarch tend to live anywhere upwards to 150 years naturally, just because of the advances in wonderful clinical sciences, brought on by the tortures of others. It's great. So Rahul Lohan is in his 130th year. Doesn't look a day over 90, which is a young guy, but they are about 130. They have exceptional marks from they had exceptional marks from Rahal Academy. They've served as doctrine officer on several different ships throughout their career. They've written several treatises on calendrical engineering, but not like in a Narai sense, but more like in a sociological sense. What are the structures that a society must have to uphold the calendar?
Okay. So would that in any way could be connected to like gate mechanics?
Well, sure. I mean, gate mechanics are a offshoot of calendrical science because they allow they allow for things like, invariant drives to work, like on your ship, or they allow for things such as exotic weaponry to occur, especially the spicier exotic weaponry. Relies on gate mechanics because you are actually opening sub dimensions to achieve certain effects.
Okay. Does it show how old Narai Wen is, the mom?
Narai Wen is currently 140.
Interesting. And the Rahal thing's not in there, so I don't know that she has a taste for her Rahal men. But okay. I'm also gonna look up the doctor, the chief medical officer's file.
The chief medical officer has a record of distinction for battlefield surgery. They actually served with a Kel infantry unit in their early career as a medic. The doctor is probably the only person on the ship so far that you've seen seems to have no direct connection to this nonsense. They're just along for the ride.
How old would you say they are?
Oh, the doctor's a spry 90.
Okay. A youngin. Okay. Okay, good. Because if I'm gonna hedge my bets, I don't want to hedge them wrong. I'll make again, quote unquote small talk. I'll be like, you're into medicine and such. Are you familiar with
and such? Are you sure you haven't had a few?
Are you familiar with Officer Land's mother's work?
I am read up on psych surgery today. I do have a subscription.
Did you also see that she's written a book about gate mechanics?
Oh, well, yeah, for children. It's gotta get them educated young without Verdona education. Not without it, but certainly just like a balance. Just like a healthy balance of education, because anyway.
Were you that interesting trade to also pick up alongside psych surgery, but Navarre.
I mean, game mechanics are sort of second nature for most Narai. Now, having a great enough understanding to actually write, it takes a great understanding to be able to write a book at the level required to teach to children. So I would say that their grasp is fairly exceptional, but their communication style is also pleasant. I can appreciate that. But what about them? Are you looking into people on the ship that are still alive, or?
Well, I'm looking to see who the dangers are on this ship. Many people are dead on this ship, as it turns out, and I'm sure as you get to that, you'll see how few people are left on the ship.
I've done that already. I'm quite aware, but go on.
And we have become aware that Officer Lan is a danger. I don't think Tace has told me about the creepiness, but I just know that they are a danger. They are dangerous. Narai Tace seemed to be very perturbed with what he discovered, but he's otherwise occupied in making sure that the ship doesn't blow up. So, waiting for an update on that.
Well, I did have to clear them for duty. They've had several psych surgeries for depression treatments.
Oh, that makes sense. Maybe this will be a nice little thing to get their mind off of it. Then there is Rahal Lohan as the only person missing from the bridge. And I'm looking through their file. Looks like they are very into the sociological implications of order and the cylindrical spikes.
So a Rahal with some exceptional mathematical training, I would say. I honestly hope the old bastard gets his dick caught in the sonic shower, but that's just me.
Well, looking at these two being, well, one knowing is a direct danger, the other one assumed danger. I'm just trying to see where these lines begin to cross. This is obviously bigger than just going to go check out an anomaly.
Well, I know you're young because everything is always something else in the Hexarchate. Every damn day. So make sure you keep that, stick it under your hat, and remember that for the rest of your life, no matter how long it happens to be. Everything is always something fucking else.
Well, I mean, you have seen your fair share of experience. So I will take that under to heart. Well, let's see. We have Rahal Graydon making his way to the medbay along with Kel Blaine, it appears. They're stopping at the armory before reaching the medbay to make sure that we can fortify this position. Robin is off also trying to make sure the ship doesn't blow up in his way.
A Shuo trying to make sure a ship doesn't blow up in their own way.
I mean,
right.
You know, self-preservation and all of that.
At that precise moment, our problems are significantly worse.
Oh god, our problems are significantly worse, I'll say aloud. Well, add them to the pile. What is it?
One of the liquidators is this goes beyond professional. We're dealing with an artist here. And I'm good, but I am not that good. Even on my best day, even on my most tricksterish on point day, this individual can kill me 20 different ways before I even blink.
Okay. Oh.
Also, you don't know you're in the room unless you're looking at their shadow.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Trust no one. Sorry.
Oh, it just gets better and better. Well,
and that's just one of the people who's liquidating folks.
Well, it seems that one of our enemies, I guess, at this moment, is some sort of, let's just say that if you see a shadow, it's probably a little too late.
Okay, could you find out what kind of shadow? So I mean, it could be you right now, right?
If you see a fox that doesn't belong to myself or Co, get behind.
It is if you see a fox that's not one of our two known Shuos, Robin or Co, then you know we are close to death. That is delightful.
After a few seconds, heavy cover.
I don't happen to have anything in here, and you keep accusing me of being a little bit inebriated, but beginning to think that might be a state that might be a little more enjoyable than the one I'm in now.
Second cabinet on the left.
Thank you. And I will go up and I will yoink it. I'll grab two glasses, and pour one for me, pour one out for the chief medical officer.
Yep.
I'll say, well,
She's looking at her screen. She takes her glass. She downs that glass, and then she pours another glass.
as she should. I am going to nurse mine in the farthest corner from the door, where I have the best vantage point for both the door and any activity that may occur in this room.
All right.
And I'll just sit there and in a very like fucky way to sit in this chair. Probably like on maybe like two legs, or like one leg is still on the ground on the chair. As I just kind of like balance it there. And just nurse this these like two fingers of whiskey or whatever.
Yeah. So while all this was happening, a small scene occurs where while Graydon's walking, a Narai rushes past them. In the long shadow of that Narai are candled fox-tailed eyes, and they just keep going down the hallway.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Do I know who that is?
It fits the description of someone who was very studied. It fits the signifier of a very studied individual in Rawhall Academy.
I figured, because, he's one of the reasons why the calendar is the way it is now. This was... Do I recognize that was Lon's body?
Yeah.
So... Basically, for a moment, and he just runs past without giving us a second glance, right?
Yeah, no glance, a gun in hand, running down the hallway.
So this is another moment when Graydon just stops for a second, as he just after he's running off, and just exclaims. He just looks at it. He's like, "Great horn spoon!" Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And he just basically, so he was like, just sort of try, just sees, no, we have to keep running, basically. and he's now just sort of like, is just sort of spinning, is just like, wait a minute, if this is, this is, how can, and am I able to connect this up with what I have learned recently about the Black Cradle, or is there not enough tissue there?
Oh,
okay.
There's some tissue there. Like, oh no.
It's just like, that's what the Black Cradle's for? That's what he sort of, that's going on inside Graydon's head. Outside, he's just sort of like, he's like staring into the abyss while running, and his wolf shadow is running ahead of him and also backwards and staring back, so that he has someone to share the dread gaze with as this is happening, because it's like, I have to process this. If he's tied up with that faction somehow, or is he infiltrated? What the? Has to be, because they part of them, they control the thing. They set it up. She set it up. That person, she did that to her own flesh and blood. He's thinking. And there's just going to be a moment where there's a beat, and at some point, Robin will receive just a little inquiry text inquiry. Dad, blame it. When were you ever going to tell anyone that Narai Wen turned her own son into the immolation fox? Question mark.
There are so many higher priorities right now.
He was just in this corridor, by the way.
I'm glad you're still alive. Get to the fucking armory. Get all
Almost
the
there.
guns.
I think.
All of them.
Every gun.
Are we being allowed to the armory? I guess is the question.
Yeah, you can go to the armory. Just a brief immolation fox sighting.
Yeah, no, just yeah.
Cameo.
Like, oh, didn't seem to care about us. That's
Again, we're just
actually, if he's in on it, then that makes sense because I'm with someone else who's part of that conspiracy. God, but he can't be serving that conspiracy entirely. There's more going on here.
We are seeing in real time, folks, the threads of both Graydon and Jim's sanity being cut by
Well, no, Graydon is terrified. Jim is delighted. But no, we're gonna pick up some weaponry. I'm just gonna give Blaine a gun, and I will take a sidearm. Although I don't anticipate. Here's the thing about Graydon that well, you can let me know if canonically I can do this. I imagine. See, the thing is, Graydon was on a track to eventually was on the become an Inquisitor track. I think because of his natural abilities. So I'm wondering if perhaps he has a different means of defending himself that he uses from time to time. Can scrying go that far? Is what I'm wondering.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So he's just gonna, for himself, he'll grab a sidearm. I think Floor asked for something, and so it's like,
Please bring big gun.
big gun. Yeah.
Please bring the Hexarchy's version of a Remington shotgun to the infirmary as quick as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone? And just sort of very, very quickly over the group chat, I'll just say anything else while we're here shopping?
Yeah. There should be some mines. Find the mines. Give the mines to Co or myself. Be mindful of the mines.
That's going to slow us down a bit.
Do you want to survive? I need traps. I need all the traps.
I'll get a bag. And I will on our way out. Graydon struggles with himself for a moment before doing this, but he is going to, if he happens to have any of the captain's codes, he's going to use it to restrict access to the armory after we leave.
Sure.
Because he wants to make sure that he'll put into for if we get those dozen people out, but right now no. This is an emergency situation.
Okay. So as you are collecting things in the armory, Robin, a pair of feet run by you and say, "Hey, fellow fox, could I get some directions?"
That's not Co's voice, is it?
Nah.
There is just this pained sigh. And at the same time, a very, very subtle movement as he just slowly turns. But as he slowly turns, he is going to pull from his sleeve a little bit of monowire. That wonderful like sci-fi assassin trick we all know, but not ready to deploy it yet. It's in hand.
It's ready.
Just turn and see. So introductions, or do you just want the directions?
Oh yeah, I'm Garrick Jadal. Well, sure, Jadal. You know, yeah.
Shoeless Robin. Now, where do you want to go?
Well, I've been chasing the guy, and I'm trying to, I've kind of been playing cat and mouse with him. I've almost got him on the. I'm pretty sure I got him towards the bridge, but my augment's kind of fried, so I need to get to the bridge.
Your target is the doctrine officer.
Well, I mean, if you put it like that, then I guess yeah. But it's a little more complicated. I mean, we could talk, but we have to talk on the way.
We need to inspect the bodies on the bridge anyway. Follow me.
Right.
And I am going to doing this. Lead the arch trader to the bridge.
Robin's just like, I'm dead. I'm dead. Whatever. Whatever. Who cares?
So, a little exposition, so as you're walking and talking, it's kind of complicated because now I know I might look like a Narai right now, and I know that might be confusing for some people. And I know also that the history say I might be dead. And that's also mostly true. But what's happening right here is that you're caught between a Rahal and a Narai. And I'm not even sure I'm supposed to be here.
This feels a bit larger than just that.
Well, I mean, it's larger than that, but also it's about that small-minded.
So, again, it's us. Understand all deceptions, half-truths, etc. Are you going to try to cause the spike?
I'm not even sure I'm supposed to fucking be here, man. Like,
you were accidentally triggered? Were you a latency?
Yes and no. See, this body has had a lot of work on it by opposing parties. I'm like one whole star-crossed lover in a package.
So are there two of you in there? And
Well,
you're
there's
just in the pilot seat?
Well, I'm at the pilot seat right now. This is kind of like a trial program. But the guy who I'm supposed to be, well, not I'm supposed to be, the guy who this is supposed to be was doing some things, and I didn't really like what he was doing.
The gum.
Well, the gum, the sabotage, the invariant drive stretching. I mean, I couldn't even understand any of that damn math anyway. But once Nirai starts doing math, I get itchy.
So Lon was setting up secondary calendar and causing the delay.
Yeah. And I am mostly here. Oh my God, am I a copy? No, that can't be right. I'm me. You watch him have a small identity crisis for a moment,
Yeah.
like I'm me. I'm me. No. And I'm here at the behest of I'm just gonna say that I got placed here during training sessions with the Hexar.
So you are latency. Okay. And the acts against the calendar triggered you.
Yeah. I'm not here to fuck up a calendar. I'm not here to ruin your life. I'm not here to. I don't even like all this mess. I am trying to do a cleanup, but there's so much on the aisles, man. Like I'm trying to help as best I can.
This is all far, far above and in the darkest reaches that I'm not ready to go. This is a fight I'm not even aware of. I was just supposed to flesh out Crash Hawk. That's it.
Well, in the Hex Arcus, shit rolls up and downhill simultaneously sometimes.
Well, bridge is up ahead.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm here, you're here. The more eyes, the better, right?
I'm just trying to keep this shit from spiking.
You, interacting with the arch trader, the immolation fox, it's not like Ko is also Shuo's Jiao, but it's like Ko has watched so many of these hollow dramas about him that he has probably tailored a lot of his personality to be Jadao. He's like, you might be realizing that Ko might be a Shuo's fan. I mean, a Jadao fanboy.
Okay, so you want the Rahal that's going around and liquidated the captain.
I hate to break it to you, but I am fairly certain that this scenario is popping off on four other moths right now.
Are you on 4 other moths right now?
I sure as hell hope not, because that means I'm not me. And I'm me. I better not be on four other moths. Might be on four
I
other
don't
moths.
put it past the Hexarchy to have more of you on file.
I mean, that's the thing. They have been arguing against more of me for 200 years. I think between you and me, that Kujin's just doing what he wants to do. But don't tell him I said that.
Okay. That's great. Now, how do I resolve this to put you back to sleep? The body you're in some form of living stasis, and keep, aside from your target, the rest of the crew alive and arrive in system without causing a spike.
All right, well, I'm shit at math, so you're going to have to do all that other stuff, that back half of that stuff, without me. But if you promise to let me try and catch this guy, I will let you bottle me up. How about that?
He's yours.
All right. He hands you this crazy looking gun. It's long. It's long, almost like a Ruger. Like very like just oddly shaped but long, like a Ruger or a Mauser even. And the barrel is made out of tarnished brass, and there is a small crystal that is floating inexorably, just inexplicably, in the middle of this barrel.
Okay.
So I hope that you've been good at the range. You're gonna have to pop me with this when we're all done today. Now that means the guy who's on the other side of this wall is still going to be about. So that's also a problem you are gonna have.
Makes sense.
All right, there you go. And he ever so gently hands you this carrying pistol.
Take the pistol. All right. So let's find your rabbit.
All right, go time. And as you two walk off to go find yourself a rabbit, Taste, how's life?
I am stressed out. I am stressed the fuck out. I am doing my best to like I have all these clearances all of a sudden. I'm doing my best to learn as much as I can about the whole situation with the ship and maybe like run support for our robot pilot here. Have I had any success in like maybe communicating, or has the servitor had any like given me any indication that it has any idea what I'm talking about
The
and what it needs to
servitor
do
is plugging into your systems here
to the console? Okay,
so it can fly, but it has not talked to you. It has not
okay,
said anything. It
well,
hasn't.
that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine. As far as I know, they don't talk. I don't know. I've pretty much never spoken to a servitor in my life. This is really weird, but like, desperate times, etc. Um, okay. Then I guess I transfer some like I tell the console to like pass interesting sensor readings or whatever to my augment, and I just kind of like I start shaking. Like this has been very very hard on a person who is not accustomed to cool adventure situations. And I kind of stumble back to the couch, and I just kind of collapse on the couch, and I just sit there. Um, and I'm trying to figure out, I don't know what's what's going on elsewhere. Uh, but I just kind of sit there quietly, and I just again I just kind of reach out, and I touch the bulkhead. Like this is how I ground myself.
When you touch the bulkhead, there is this keening noise, and
Ah,
you're not sure if It's not in your augment. It's not in the room. It's in your head.
Does it stop when I put my hand away, or
Yes.
okay? I put my hand back. It's still cute. I don't. I don't know what that is. Is that a mechanical? What is that? I query the grid. I query the grid about this sound.
What it asks you to designate what sound, identify the sound,
Oh,
describe the sound.
It can't find the sound. It doesn't know
Right.
the sound.
It does not know the sound.
Okay. It's in my head. It's in my shit. Shit. No, I'm losing my mind. I'm absolutely losing my mind. I fuck. I take out my last two gums. I don't know. Like this is probably a really bad idea because I'm supposed to be monitoring a lot of shit right now, but like pilot, like either the pilot's going to save us or it's not at this point. Maybe I want to be high as balls when we die. I don't know. I take both those gums.
Even the audience is like, no.
I take both those gums and I put both of my hands on the wall and I'm like Shattered Skies, what the fuck do I do? Everything is fucked up. I don't know what to do. What can I do? What can you do? Can I help? I guess. And I say that kind of like my voice is breaking a little bit, like 'cause I don't know. It's never something I've said before.
This is the darkest Free Willy moment in the history of art.
The room goes black. You are in space. You are on fire.
Ow, fuck.
You are careening across the galaxy as you are also being stretched like cheap boardwalk taffy.
Fucking Spock mind melding with the Horde. I like
You're on fire. The air, the space around you is on fire. The moth you are holding on to with broken fingernails and bloody hands is on fire.
That's not good. I don't. Fuck. I man. Okay. Well, now I'm just stuck in a horrible nightmare. I guess this is my own doing. That's cool. I
It says you have to uncouple me.
fuck.
You have to uncouple me, Tace, or we're all going to burn.
Shit. I pull my hands away. Fuck.
And when you pull your hands away, the effects of the gum have already, and it's like the sheer shock of it all has used up all the gum in your system.
Yeah, that's shit. Okay. Fuck. I'm losing my mind. But I touch the wall again. Do I hear the keening still?
Oh yeah, that's
okay.
still.
Ah, shit. Okay. Yeah, this is I think yeah, Tace is not in a great state of mind right now. Things have gone completely to hell. We are all gonna die. But I bet I can help. I go over to the pilot. I jump up and I go over to the pilot and I'm just like what if we just shut the drive off? What if we took it all apart?
It blinks at you like,
Okay, I'm about to go do something really dumb. Can you just make sure we don't swerve into a star or something?
blinks.
Okay, cool. And I slap the door. I gotta get down to the engines. Um, I know exactly how all of this shit is put together because I've been putting shit together pretty much my entire career. So I'm just gonna start charging down, like, invariant drive, not invariant drive, you know what I mean? Variable layout, variable layout. I'm just like engines, pinging the grid.
Yeah, as you are walking, you are pinging the grid. There's a moment where the invariable layout become the substance of it is none. It has no substance, and you drop immediately into the.
Ah! Okay, well, when I'm done screaming,
you fall through whirring. You fall through a cacophony of whirring gears and constellation lines of hallways that have yet to be as you fall into the engine room.
Okay, well, as far as I'm concerned, I am still tripping on gum. But this is, this is normal now. This is just my new normal. This is my life now. I whew, there is an emergency release. There are a lot of manual clamps to undo first. So I'm just gonna like run to the closest one. There's got to be a way to take these things off, to service them when the ships are seriously damaged. So I just run. I'm pulling on huge, I have to pull like 3 safety covers off and like pull a lever down or whatever with like all my strength. It's going to take me a little while.
Okay.
And
So-
I tell absolutely nobody what I'm doing.
All right. So here's where we are. Right now, you are pulling off clamps. As you are pulling off clamps, Shields Robin walks into the bridge, and you, the arch traitor, are now staring down Rahal Lohan. Rahal Graydon has come from the armory to the medical bay. As you walk into the med bay, the release of clamps causes an overload in the doctor's augment and knocks them out.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
Release of clamps?
Release of clamps, but it causes an overload. But the ship, as you can see on your readouts, Robin, you probably have those in the background, the ship begins to move properly again without boing you into a terrible place or into a cylindrical spike. Floor, what do you have to say about all of this?
Well, I'm now balancing I'm playing on balancing on still one leg of the chair, but I'm now switching them. So I'm going for like one to another and just tilting back and forth. And well, I don't know anything that's happening. No one's telling me anything.
Well, no one's telling me anything, but the doctor is like, has a short in their augment and like falls backwards. That is super noticeable to you. You're still in the room.
So I see that happen, and I'm just like, just another one to the pile. And I, set the chair down. I look around just to make sure there's no, weird shadows around before I approach the dock, and I look at them to see if there's any outward damage.
They are unconscious but alive. They're breathing. Graydon and Blaine have just walked in.
Carrying sacks of weapons.
And I look at them. I've checked them. Used the whatever to check their vitals, make sure they're still alive. And then start running the machine for a diagnostic of, hey, what the hell? As Graydon and Blaine walk in, and I'm like, oh, good. At least one thing's gone right today.
What the devil happened?
Well, he just fell over. So that's not great.
Oh, fabulous. That's fabulous.
And as you all are getting flustered, as the flustering happens, there's
Mhm.
just one message that comes over the group chat. Found both of them.
Oh, and you'll get a message back of CMO is down, unconscious.
There's no reply.
No,
I
reply
don't
there.
expect one. Honestly. But just just an FYI. Well, at least we know where they are.
Hell.
I'll run a search on the ship to see where Shuos Robin is at the moment.
Bridge.
Oh, good, they're on the bridge. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and take this gun here, and I'll just take that small one there. Thank you so very much. I'll be like, well, let's see those hours at the range paid off.
Oh.
And I'll like check that it's all loaded.
There's about a dozen Kel currently trapped down in the drill room, doing some kind of doing. Actually, did I hear that they were doing the basic, the first formation stuff? Yeah, they're doing first formation stuff, which may mean they're trying to be overwritten. We got to get them out of there, maybe. But variable layout isn't letting us near there. There may be another way.
Okay.
We need to get any of their still okay. I mean, actually, the ones that there were only like a couple or so that were like just in quarters, right?
Yep.
And I'm just going to basically see if I can ping them and see if they respond.
What? Hello?
It's an emergency. Come to sickbay immediately.
Son of a bitch.
And so we set the webs down. Okay, we got a couple incoming, but hell, Robin's busy. I'm gonna regret this. Co, are you there?
Hi.
Do you know if there's a way to get to the drill room that works around the variable layout?
Oh yeah, do you like vents?
No, can't stand them.
Well, too damn bad.
Price of a Shuos' help is a Shuos' help. I say, heading towards the vents.
I'm rummaging through drawers looking for like the space equivalent of smelling salts to see if I can arouse the medical officer.
You would need to program a hypo.
Oh, okay. Do I have that capability?
You can always try.
I will try. I will attempt it. Absolutely. I will. Okay. I don't know what to roll.
Well, you have base 3d6.
Base 3d6.
And then
Okay.
any applicable edges or your signifier.
You programming thing. I don't think anything I have would be any aligned to that.
Oh.
I'm more aligned with hurting people.
There are two that you can tag that are universal.
Yes, there are location tags. You are in a med bay.
Okay.
So
Eh.
that should give you 1. This
Okay.
technically your action is loyalty to the Hexarchy is the highest virtue, so you can tag that.
Yep.
And
I
you're
gotcha.
trying to bring the captain back around. That is the lesser must submit to the will of the greater.
Yep. So you could get 6 on this.
All right. Let's see then.
So
Um.
1s and 2s are successes. 6s
Oh, that's
raise
right.
your clock.
All right. How many is this? That's 5. Okay, I'll reroll one of them. Hold on. Oh boy. Okay. I haven't rolled real dice in so long. Okay. And we'll roll this one. Okay, that is 1 6 and 2 1s.
All right. Your personal clock is at 3.
Got it.
And you managed to succeed. The captain wakes up. The current captain wakes up. They are a little groggy. We pan over to the beginnings of a showdown. And I think that's where we'll pause game.
Dun dun dun.
Screaming quietly over here. Ah!
Oh man, there's so much. Wow. Okay. Well, yeah. Yes, this is as I try to regain my what little command I have of the English language. This is, I just have to say, this every session just gets more fascinating and intense than the last, and this is wonderful. This is just wonderful.
I hate you, but you're great.
My own face.
I'm so stressed out.
The greatest
Beautiful.
compliment you can give any storyteller is "I love you, and I hate you."
Yes. Yes.
I think I can speak for all of us. I love you, and I hate you.
Hey,
Ah.
love me, hate me, just come buy the tickets.
Yeah, that's the thing. Fair enough. All right. Well, speaking of the tickets, let's hawk some. We're going to go ahead and go around and do our outros now as we end on this terrifying cliffhanger, and we will see how things go in the near future. But for now, we're going to go ahead and go around and folks, you can tell folks where they can find you. Any plug whatever you like. Give any final thoughts you have about this session or the campaign or what have you. And we will start with our calendar, Hollow.
Hi, I'm Hollow. You can find me on Blue Sky at Hollow Invective. You can also find me here on Tuesdays. We are getting close to the end of our Ninefox Gambit campaign. We are currently in one of our falling actions as things are falling, but also ramping up. I've also been working. I also went to Vegas not too long ago for By Night Studios, and I guess I'll plug that too. I've been working closely with By Night Studios doing their Darkness Emergent premium LARP campaign, and I've had a blast doing that, and I can't wait to do it again. The next one's in Vegas. Not Vegas, in Los Angeles. I was just in Vegas, so I've also been doing that as well. But I'm around if you want to have me on your channel or, do whatever. Let me know. Honestly, apparently I really got people in the chat with this, with my my cheap boardwalk taffy description.
Yeah. So good. And this is the thing is there's still stuff that we haven't had time to stop and think about because like the stuff going on at the high table, it's like still a thing we need to figure out.
It's not a priority right now.
Yeah, so much happening.
Those people are already dead. We're trying to
Oh
not,
yeah,
be
no,
like them.
I understand. It's just,
I think Robin's trying to not die the hardest right now.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
Not
oh, I
dying
found
is
them. Okay, R.I.P.
good strategy.
Probably
Good
never hearing from
strategy.
him again.
I figured out the extra tag for Robin. I wrote it down. It states, one must survive if they are to serve.
When you're right, you're right.
Yep. Absolutely. And don't blame me there. Awesome. All right. Well, if was there anything else you wanted to let us know?
That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Over to PB.
Hi, I'm PB from @PB Plays Inside, in which you can find me over on Blue Sky and on Twitch. And tomorrow, Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on my channel, we'll be running the solo TTRPG Void 1680 AM, which is a game in which you are it's a playlist building game in which you are a radio broadcaster, and you pull cards to create basically a playlist to play through, each song being prompted by a card that you pull from the deck. And that's going to be a lot of fun. I've retrofitted it to fit a little bit more on Twitch, so it's still kind of a little bit more of a visual medium as opposed to just purely, a purely radio broadcast. Because we actually are broadcasting, so I had to do something with it. And that's going to be tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on twitch.tv/pbplayinside. Aside from that, just find me in this fun game doing some heinous shit. And also, hey, my favorite thing is just how awful things go for taste. And it's just so good. And seeing how you react to them, Ewan, is the absolute best. I don't know whose reactions I prefer the most, yours or Tace's, honestly, because they're both brilliant.
Oh my god. Good times.
Glorious. And speaking of which, we will head over to Ewan.
Okay, hey, I'm Ewan. You can find me nowhere in particular. I do not stream except for this stream. Taste's having a real bad time, but I'm having a great time. This is my favorite thing in TTRPGs, etc., is to put my characters through absolute hell and extreme psychological suffering. So I'm having a great time. This is wonderful. And I love I love how everybody, the Robin's, just matter of factness, just like, welp, here we go. And and Floor just every time I think Floor would be like, I don't know, mad about something or just like, freaked out, it's just like, she's like, oh yeah, okay, cool. She's a consummate professional, incredible, love it. Graydon's having his own personal journey here of intense suffering, and but it's all internal. And we are all. I love that. I was talking to Hollow a little bit about something. It was just like the way that we're all split up. Like, it's not like a traditional D&D party or whatever, but we all keep splitting up and rejoining and like doing all this other stuff. But we're all telling parts of the story, right? Where it's just, I don't know, it's really cool. We're all interweaving this narrative, and it's awesome. And this has been so fun with you guys, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Me too. Absolutely. And finally, we will head over to Pope.
Hey everybody, Pope here. Pope World Build on the internets. First, let's just get the business out of the way, and then we can focus on pleasure. If you want to see more of this silly face, tune in here on Tuesdays. Also, if you want to hire this silly face, I am for hire over on Start Playing Games. If you are interested in any sort of TTRPG, I'm proficient with 70 now. So Yeah, I probably have run or played the thing that you want. Right now, the thing on offer is some Dark Heresy. So if you want some 40K, I am definitely your man. But please feel free to reach out if you have anything else that you want. Definitely do custom work. With that being said, the work here has been amazing. Whether it's you and like last time I said was Julian Bashir, this time it's Barkley. Like you
Yes.
had the full on Barkley experience,
Yes.
even communing with the ship and having the full on horror. Like it just like you are hitting all these like Star Trekian high notes episode after episode, and I'm just kind of in awe. Going someplace else, Jim, you've been hitting all the Babylon 5 notes. Left, right, and center. Like at this time, like I'm surprised Bruce Boxleitner hasn't like commented. Like you're stealing the shtick. Like it's just great. And then PB, I again, I'm always in awe of you, and the thing that's coming through right now is this wonderful hybrid of Kira Nerys and Janeway. It's like the two of them had a kid between just completely unfazed, but also constantly perturbed. Like everyone here is beneath me. Even the people who are in charge, you are all idiots, and I have to hold your hand through all of this. And I absolutely adore Floor so much, and thank and Hollow, you have masterfully woven all of this together. The love you can see from beat to beat, and that is not something that can often be said of any storyteller. There's offbeats that happen, but this entire time there hasn't been one offbeat. So kudos to you. And thank you all for being here and sharing in this with us, where live VOD YouTube, a story is nothing without its audience. You're much part of this as we are. Take care of yourselves and one another, and I'll see you soon.
Awesome. Well, that leaves me. I will just say, yes, I really loved I absolutely agree about Floor being just above everything, but that moment of just casually self-stabbing to get the the Doctor to move in the direction that she wanted, that was beautiful. That was wonderful. I just love Tace's psychedelic journey, going all in on the gum, and just basically as the solution to all problems at this point. And now sort of hitting a wall with it, which is fascinating. And just Pope every now just popping in to up the ante with everything that's happening to just tell us, by the way, I found both of them. Very glad that he's taking a self-preservation thing though, because that's going to be very important. I just have to say, Hollow, I'm like a little over halfway through book 3 right now. And so I'm just delighting at all of this and just the way that you're using Shuos Jadao, because it totally makes sense based on all of that. And I'm just like, well, yep, no, that tracks. All of this tracks. So,
I have thought about Shuos Jadao probably more than anybody fucking should.
I can believe it. Folks, I highly recommend checking out the Machineries of Empire series, just because it starts with the book Ninefox Gambit, because it can be a little weird trying to figure out what's happening at first, but I think having seen the RPG might help, because this is it's a heck of a thing. But as for me, Once again, I'm Jim Ryan. You can find me at OtherDoc on Twitch, YouTube, and most social media platforms. Wherever I'm not OtherDoc, I'm Jim Yes That Jim. My website is jimyesthatjim.com, where you can find my Geek Observation podcast and links to my various other podcasts, audio dramas, writings, and such. Down below, if you're watching live on Twitch, you can access my website, social media links, YouTube channel, and various other things. Let's see. This Thursday, if Lucci is available, we'll be playing more Starcross, the old Infocom text adventure where we're exploring an ancient alien artifact, Generation Ship, and slowly trying to figure out how the thing works. And on Tuesdays, we have more of this. And so always delighted for that. And other things are coming up. It's going to be sort of around the end of the month. We'll talk about that more then.
Yes.
And just very much looking forward to it. Very much looking forward to it. And so in a moment, we're going to go over and say hi to somebody. I haven't fully decided on who we're saying hi to. It seems we have right now a choice between spaceships and vampires, or possibly crafting. Not sure which one of those we want to go to. But does anyone have a preference?
Spaceships.
Spaceships?
I
Keep
think
the theme
there's
going.
still an hour
Yeah.
left for Wandering DM. So let's
Okay.
go.
Well,
check
yeah. We also have. I was looking at Live from the Apocalypse. Currently, they've got a thing going also. So we'll see. We'll see what's happening. But we will dive in on one of those. But in the meantime, just as a reminder, because I know it is a rough time for a lot of folks right now, so just please remember, you are valid, you are unique, and that is wonderful because variety is very important. You matter. So please remember to take care of yourself, and remember you can absolutely give yourself grace whenever you need to. Take care, and we will catch you next time. Farewell.